It's about time. We are on version 12.5.4. We've been on 12.3.6 forever, it seems. And now we are doing a highway drive, and we're going to have our first issue right here. There's a sign above us right here. This is a freeway sign. It tells you about road conditions, constructions. It said 35E, but my car now has adjusted its speed limit to 35 miles an hour. So it took a navigation sign and used it as its speed limit. So I am pressing on the accelerator to stay at 65 miles an hour. Now, the car will reset its speed once it reaches a speed marker, which is right here that says 60 miles an hour, and then we'll maintain our 65-mile-an-hour speed. Now, I'm not on the accelerator. One thing I wanted to note here is 12.5.4 for me on the normal city streets. It is stopping at green lights. On the highway, it seems to be performing very well. Although road construction is still an issue with it, it is handling it better than the 12.3.6 that I experienced. Now, all this footage is sped up to 800%. I will slow it down when the car comes into another intervention. So we have slowed down the footage. We're not at an intervention, but I wanted to notice one thing here. We can actually see cone visualizations again. Now, this is something that I did not see, or I would see infrequently on the 12.3.6 version, where the car would show cones and then it wouldn't show cones in some construction areas. But now it seems to be showing cones in all of the areas. So this is a nice little update to the vehicle. I just wanted to make a note of that. So we are at another intervention, or what I would call an intervention. This is where the car starts to slow down. I call this rubber banding. It's basically where the car's trying to maintain speed, but then it needs to slow itself down. And so it does this weird thing where it kind of pushes you forward and then brakes. And it's just a really annoying thing. And you have to go in a Tesla to kind of experience this. Now, I call it rubber banding because that's what happens in video games when you get lag. Your guy's running forward, and then all of a sudden you rubber band back, and you're like, oh man, I'm lagging. Like I'm rubber banding. That's what I make it feel like when I'm in my car. Or that's what the Tesla makes it feel like when it's constantly trying to go forward, but it keeps pausing. Now, we're coming up on an intersection and we're not supposed to take a right turn. Actually, look at these signs over here. It says no right turn, but our car ends up ignoring it and goes down this road anyways. Now, luckily for me, this road technically is open, but it's not supposed to be for through traffic. It's supposed to be for businesses. Now, a couple things here. It has its blinker on and it doesn't make the turn because that road is blocked off. But this is where it gets very interesting because it seems to be handling everything exceptionally well. But I want you guys to notice the lane on the right hand side. You'll notice that this lane is completely blocked off. That is our right hand turn lane. We're on a straight lane. It puts its blinker on and it stays in this lane. Now, there's a biker over to our right that will appear in the picture, but notice what this van does. So I know you can't see it yet in frame, but there is a van to my right hand side, and he's actually going to go in that area of cones. Here he goes. He's pulling up. and he will stop and he will make a right turn, and my car is just waiting for the red. But now what my car does is it starts a game which I call follow the leader. And so it saw that that car turned and said, well, I need to go that way. And if it turned, I'll basically go follow it. So very interesting. That is the first time I've ever seen my car do follow the leader in a lane that was actually closed down. Now, I've seen it do it with other vehicles and I've missed my turn. We're also coming up in a point right here where I actually did not see the street sign that posted. It's actually right there. It says it's 25. And right now I'm like, what the heck is going on with my car? Why did it slow down to 25 miles an hour? And it wasn't until after I watched the footage that I was like, oh man, it actually was 25 miles an hour, but everybody else in here is going 35. And so I decided to step on the accelerator and maintain speed with everybody else. But those are the common issues that I basically get with my car on the highway. It seemed to perform pretty well on this drive, but I think it still needs a little bit of work.